your father found out I was thugging? Do you believe me when I tell you you the one I'm loving? Are you mad cause I'm asking you 21 questions? Are you my soulmate? Cause if so, girl, you a blessing. Do you trust me enough to tell me your dreams? I'm staring at you trying to figure how you got in them jeans. If I was down, would you say things to make me smile? I treat you how you wanna be treated, just teach me how. If I was with some other chick and someone happened to see, and when you asked me about it, I said it wasn't me, would you believe me or up and leave me? How deep is our bond if that's all it takes for you to be gone? We only humans, girl, we make mistakes to make it up, I'll do whatever it takes. I love you like a fat kid love.
How y'all doing, my people? Welcome back to My Voice, Our Agenda. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's in the late 80s outside, pushing 90 degrees. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's a beautiful day all around. Celebration of my mom's 86th birthday today. So we're going to go out there and celebrate, me and my people, my family. We're going to celebrate. I thought I'd drop a video before I head out there. My Voice, Our Agenda. This is a special prayer. This is a special thanks to God. Not too many people to live to be in their mid 80s. My mom is truly blessed, you know, and God has been very good to her. So happy birthday to my mom. God bless her. We're gonna go out there and celebrate. And I want to give thanks to my God for keeping my mom around this long. You know, I get to hear her voice. I get to see her face. I get to touch her. You know, and I'm truly grateful for that. Truly grateful for that. And I want to thank God for that. God has been good to me, has been good to my family. Trials, tribulation. You know, we've been through a lot. And, you know, today we just want to celebrate the matriarch of our family. And I want to give thanks to God for that. Without him, we're nothing. With him, we're everything. Remember that. Remember that. Family is everything. It's not always sunny days. Everyone family has their ups and downs. But like most families, our parents, our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents are the glue. They keep things together. And this is one of those moments I'm truly grateful that I still have my mom around. So God bless, Mom. I love you. We're going to celebrate you today. We're going to celebrate you today, no doubt. With that being said, My Voice, Our Agenda. I've covered this case when it first started in April of 2025, 2 years ago. With Karmelo Anthony, a young man, was charged with the murder of another young man at a track meet. And I'm quite sure you guys heard of that case. Is Karmelo Anthony. I'm not going to get into all the details about it. I just want to talk about the trial that started on June 1st. a couple of days ago. I want to talk about that. I want to get into some of the things that they already talked about, but I'm gonna give you a summary of what happened. Karmelo Anthony, a young black kid, uh, I think he was 19 years old at the time. Was he 19 years old? I think is he 19 now? I think he's 19 now. He was 17 years old when that happened. He got into an altercation with Austin Metcalf in a tent at a track meet. Um, Whatever happened, an altercation happened where Carmelo Anthony ended up stabbing Austin Metcalf, causing his death. This is a very complicated case, very unfortunate. Um, Carmelo Anthony, if you haven't been following this case, he's a black American teenager, and Austin was a Caucasian, a white American, and they didn't know each other prior to this, and it's very unfortunate that it happened, but it happened. Now we fast forward to him being charged, him being indicted, and now he's on trial. And I said when it first started, I was gonna, follow the case and give you guys a little bit of information if you haven't been following it on social media or on the news. The prosecution has already presented his case, presented the case. But before that, on the negative side of this trial, he has to go up against an all-white jury, and we know the history of this country, and I'm very afraid of the outcome of this trial. They had a couple of black individuals that was brought in during the jury pool selection, and they were scratched off, which we ended up with an all-white jury. That right there gave me goosebumps. And with the climate, the racial climate, the division between whites and blacks, and is already at its highest since I can remember. I don't know what it felt like during the Jim Crow times. I don't know during segregation, slavery. I was born at the end of that. But I was told by several elders that these times starting to feel like those times. And you can see it. You had a young man that was shot and killed by an Asian store owner, shot in the back while running away from him. No weapon on him, no nothing, just running away from him. 14 years old, black kid, Asian store owner, shot and killed him. Went to court and got acquitted. The division in this country is widening. It's widening across the board. And it's us against the world. I really believe that. It's us against the world. We can't trust nobody. And I'm going to get into the case. I just want to summarize on how I feel about the temperature that's rising, the climate that's rising, the racial climate that's rising, the division in this country that's getting larger and larger. It's becoming more bolder. And we have no body to lean on as black people. all we have is us. We need to wake up and understand what's going on around us. Um, the lynching of black women and young men and girls being found hanging from trees, and this is why the elders say it's starting to feel like the 30s, 40s, 50s, and the 60s. It's starting to feel like that. And when you hear that from elders, it kind of send an alarm. You get alarmed by that. And if you're young, 30, 40s, 20, you're a teenager, you need to wake up and understand what's going on around you. Karmelo Anthony has his word cut out for him. His life is in the hand of a white judge. His life is in the hand of an all-white jury. And this is not a segment of mine to be holding back. I don't have a good feeling about this case. I'm going to leave it in God's hands, hoping that this young man get acquitted. They already gave, well, I think it was 8 individuals that testified on behalf of the prosecution so far. And most of them were his friends, I think, outside of a police officer or an individual that was trying to save Austin Metcalf's life. I think the rest of them were his friends that was there in the tent. And hearing the testimony of those individuals that were in the tent, they had over a year, 2 years to try to come together and have the same story, which is very odd. When they gave their testimony, not one of them gave any indication that Austin did anything wrong. I'm not surprised. You shouldn't be surprised. It's just unfortunate that Karmelo Anthony have to sit there and listen to that. Now, am I a little bit biased? A little bit. Because of the nature of racism and the nature of this country, I have to have sympathy for the young black kid. By no means as I'm saying that I have any ill feeling towards Austin Metcalf because he's white. That's not the case at all. No life deserves to be taken. And, I'm not going to be soft about it. But I'm a human being. I have children. I would never want to be a parent on the other side of that phone call or to witness one of my children being murdered or severely injured. So, yes, I am very sorry that he lost his life. And my condolences go out to him and his family. As I said before in my previous recording when I spoke about this 2 years ago, I still feel that we have to stand behind Karmelo Anthony as the black community. You can take it how you want to take it. You may not like it, but that's just how I feel. Because it's us against the world. And we are always going to be divided. Because something like this is going to happen again. The young man being shot in the back by the Asian store owner, it's going to happen again. Black young men and women being hung from trees, it's going to happen again. Police brutality is forever. the court system and the injustice that we will see is forever. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. The Supreme Court is corrupted. I'm not going to sit here and pretend and be fake about it. So this trial has just begun. A lot has been said. With that, I'm going to keep following it. The defense at some point have to give their witnesses, let them speak the testimony, and I'm going to come back and give you guys another update on that. So first, let me say thank you for supporting my podcast, My Voice Our Agenda. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and like. Share this video. Share this video. Y'all make sure y'all go follow this trial. It's Saturday afternoon. I think they even have a opening where they have arguments going on today. And I'll keep an update on that because I'm following this case, you know, very strongly. I'm very interested to find out the outcome of this case. I hope he beat it. And you know, we'll see what happens. My Voice, Our Agenda. Y'all have a good time and enjoy this afternoon. I'll be doing another video at my sister's house. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Y'all be surprised. But I'll be doing another video later on today. So y'all make sure y'all check my YouTube channel out, My Voice, Our Agenda. Integrity is everything. Y'all remember that. Integrity is everything. Either you have it or you don't. Integrity is everything. Either you have it or you don't. My Voice, Our Agenda. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, share, like, and subscribe. Check me out. I'm out.